The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn, damn, damn!
All right, everybody. Welcome. It is the 19th of July. Another week has passed, and we are back. I do expect Joe. I imagine he's running late. I talked to him earlier today, but I haven't gotten anything from him, so I'm assuming you'll be here shortly. Matt, welcome.
Howdy.
Zim, welcome back.
Hey, guys.
Krelba, welcome, and get a haircut, will you?
Working on it.
I say
I
it
think
only
looks
because
better
he
that
said he
way.
was getting a haircut.
It looks better.
I'm only saying because he already told me. Anyways, Joe should be here shortly. Dane, you run a shop, and I used to run a shop, and so I'm watching a video the other day, and it's very rare that I'll watch anything music, but I watched an Andertons video.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, was that an email or was that a message? Oh, it's an
Hey,
email.
Ricky.
Ooh, cigar page. What a shock. So I watched an Andertons video where they were comparing the studio heads. You guys familiar with the Marshall studio heads, the 20 watts? So they have one that's called the JCM 800 and one that is called the Jubilee Reverse, where it looks like it's the gray with the black as opposed to the black with the gray. It's basically a reverse image with an old logo. Anyways, you all know, if anyone knows me and knows this channel, knows I can't stand when people call amps by their series name. So, like, it's called the JCM 800, but really it is based on the 2203, 2204 circuit, but it's made into a 20-watt version of the amp. And the Jubilee is also a 20-watt version. I think it's a 20 and it drops to a 5, where the original Jubilee was either a 2550 or a 5100, depending on which one you got. Either way, in the beginning, the captain says this JCM 800, the 800 is where the revolution began, and it's where the high gain or the amp, the Marshall came out with that heavy sound of the 80s. And I'm watching it saying, here's a guy who owns a shop. How come he doesn't know anything about Marshalls? The 2203 and 2204 amplifiers that came out in 81 from the JCM 800s are the same amps that came out the year before under the JMP name. They were the JMP 2203 and JMP 2204. In fact, they've been out since 1975. So, and those are the sought-after amps. The 2210 and the 2205 were the two-channel version of the amps. They were new, and they were terrible. And anyone that wants to tell me differently, I will argue, especially post-85. The 2210 and the 2205 after 1985 are horrendous, which is why the 4500 and the 4100, which are the 900 series amps, are terrible because they're just a dual reverb version of that amp. It's like, let's doubly bad this with making 2 reverbs, one for each channel. But the point I'm saying is, yes, Hannah Baum, they did in 1981 only, using up old parts. They made a 1959 model. In fact, there's one for sale or was on sale on Reverb. You could look up 1981 JCM 800 model 1959. It's a Plexi with an 800 moniker on it. It doesn't mean it's the JCM 800. I hate when people say that. Or they'll say the JCM 800 is the best amp. Well, really, the 2203 and 2204 are great amps. And the 2210 and the 2205, I think, are disgusting. And people say, well, the JCM 900 sucks. No. The 2100 and the 2500 are great amps. The 2100 SLX, I don't care what all you fucking shredders think. It's not the better amp. And the 4500 and the 4100 are terrible. But please stop calling amps by its series and thinking everybody knows what the fuck you're talking about. There's so many models under each series. And then lastly, the 800 wasn't this big fucking thing. They chose the name because it was his goddamn license plate, and he wanted to come out with a new placard on the amps to differentiate the old ones that he had sold already through Rose Morris distributors. So to get people to buy from him was to be excited about a new line, therefore change the logo. But it's the same amps. The 2203 is no different under the JCM 800 name as it was under JMP. Agreed.
You know your Marshall amps, that's for sure.
I mean, but but imagine this. I'm just putting myself. Imagine, Dane, somebody comes into your shop and they say, the blackface Marshall, or the blackface Fenders was the best. Well, which one do you like? And they say, well, the blackface. Are we talking about a Princeton? Are we talking about a deluxe reverb? All these amps have different circuits. Are we talking about a custom Vibrolux? I know Matt wants a Vibrolux. No, he wants a Vibro King. I love the Vibrolux, though. But what are you talking about? Well, the same thing with Marshall. They're all different circuits. So when people like the JCM 800, Matt has a JMP. He has a 59 modded, right? 59. The four input. You had you had the original Plexi, which is a model 59.
Yeah,
And
it says it's a 73.
Right. Well, 59. So when people say 1959, you notice they also call the speakers a 1960 cab.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers are just numbers that were in the Rose Morris catalog, and they gave the name of the model to. So the 1960A and 1960B was just the model number for the catalog. So 1959 was the 100-watt Plexi, and I hate saying Plexi because Plexi really relates to just the plexiglass, but it was the non-master volume amp, and then the 1987 was the 50-watt version.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the 1986, which was the super bass, was the one that came out before in the catalog. That's why it's numbered one before it.
How do you know all this shit?
I worked at a fucking store. We used to get hammered. So with the shit, it's like, but anyway, so that's why those numbers are those numbers. Marshall didn't start making its own numbers till 1981, when the 2210 and the 2205 were extensions of, how can we make an extension of the 2203 and 2204? We'll call it a 2205 for the 50 watt and a 2210 for the 100 watt. That's basically what it was. Yeah.
Not only is it amazing that you know all this shit, but that you remember all
Hey,
this
Dave,
shit.
you need to get a chalkboard for all of
Well,
us.
because when you go to buy stuff and you see people advertise stuff, I'm the guy messaging going, what fucking amp is this? Like they won't have pictures and they'll sit there and say a JCM 800 and it's a low price. And I'm like, what amp is this? If it's a 2203 or 2204, I'll be at your house in 2 seconds. If it's a 2210, you can drop it half price. I'm still not buying it. I hated that amp, folks. That 2210 stinks. Anyway,
what's wrong with the 2210?
so the 2210 after 1985, they put in the circuit clipping diodes that were basically like what they did in the 4100 and 4500, but they started that early in about 1985. Before 1985, the amp always to me sounded dead. It didn't sound as good as the 2203. It had a dead sound. I never liked it. Yeah, it's always a 2210. Exactly, Ricky, because those people are trying to get rid of them. But anyway, so that's the whole Marshall thing. And just to show you how ridiculous I am, this guy posted a thing last night in his video, and it said, well, at least I saw it last night, and it said he was showing off his 1987 2204 amp, which I love the 2204. But in the picture, he's showing a 2204 clearly before 1985 because it had the vertical inputs.
Because it's so clear to everybody.
But he owns it. And a 1987 2204 will have the vertical inputs where the inputs are on the board. So I said to him, I go, is that amp in the picture your amp? Because if it is, that's not even the latest. It's an 84. For some reason, I don't know what it is in the guitar world. People get Marshalls wrong.
Yeah, nobody's taking the time to learn.
It's actually no surprise. It's like a shitload of model numbers with nuances, and
they're not really, though. I mean, they're not that many nuances, and also, I mean, the funny thing is people talk about the Plexi because that was the one that had the plexiglass. Supposedly, and this is what bothers me when people call like Matt's model a Plexi. When they did the Plexi, they were constantly tweaking that amplifier from 67 when it came out, and I think 68, 69 was the Plexi year, or 67, 68. Either way, they were constantly tweaking it. So within the Plexi, there's like 2 or 3 different amplifiers with different, there's different parts. And by the time it gets to 73, they felt like they had fine-tuned it and made it the best that they could be. And of course, that's not the sought-after year, but as Matt will tell you, it's a great fucking year.
Yeah.
This is officially the Marshall.
And you've had a master volume. Yeah. No, a Dumble amp, no. So a friend of mine messages me yesterday and says, have you ever heard of a Fender Princeton amp?
No, never.
I said no. He said, neither have I. I said, I'm just fucking kidding. Are you kidding? First of all, it's my favorite Fender amp. And why are you asking? And I guess his buddy's grandfather just passed and has one. And he's looking to dump it. So I'm going to try to take a look at it late tonight. We'll see.
Good luck on that.
Yeah. Princeton's. I mean, and to me, it's more of an investment. Honestly, if I'm going to have a Princeton, I'm going to have one of those. I'd rather have a vintage sound amps. I can tell the guy how I want the tremolo set, and here comes Joseph. And I can tell him, do all that fun stuff. Now that we're going to make makes us all small. Hold on. Let me see if I can do here. What happens if I do this?
Good enough.
Oh, that's good.
Can you hear me? How do I sound?
You're good. Yeah, good. Good, Matt. We need to slide you over a little bit. Slide. Yeah, can you move the camera? There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Perfection. Yes. Welcome, Joe. So anyway, yeah. So that was. I would much rather have a vintage sound amps. To me, he uses the better parts, and I would use it. I have to say, lately I've been playing my JCM 900 2501 combo, and I love that clean sound. I like the Marshall Clean, man. When you play, you know what it is? The Marshall Clean, when you play with single coils, man, it's it's the shit. And that's why I was showing that song we were talking back in the Blue Room earlier. That song, Catch the Rainbow, is like Blackmore playing that Marshall with a clean, basically ripping off Hendrix Little Wing.
Isn't that a Skittles commercial?
What's a good price on a Bogner Shiva? You're probably going to pay somewhere like around $1,500. I mean, anything less than 15 is good. I like the Shiva, and I would recommend you get the 6L6 version just because that's what I would want. Easier to change, easier to get tubes. I thought someone was backing up a truck. I missed it.
Oh,
What happened?
no. Cheech had said before there was a beeping, and he says, oh, it must have been someone's microwave going off.
Oh, was it?
I thought someone was backing up a truck.
I didn't even hear the beeping. I didn't hear it.
It's around 3 minutes ago.
Joe, what's happening, sir?
Nothing. Just going 7 days a week and trying not to collapse.
Now, Joe, you're very familiar with Instagram.
Yes.
When you just answered me when I said what's going on, you gave me the Beetlejuice answer. And you know, because you see that Beetlejuice?
Who, me?
Nothing.
Just hanging around.
I drove my brother nuts yesterday. I sent him about 4 of them in a row. And then I found one on YouTube where they took all of them, and it's like a 5-minute clip of just every one of those, and it's nonstop.
That's awesome.
So I sent him that one too. And honestly, he didn't respond back, but I saw that he watched it, so I was laughing.
The best one I love right now, I keep watching about 20, 30 times a day is good.
What is that one?
The guy sent you. Remember, it's like they turned it into a song.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, it's literally the greatest song I've heard in the last 10 years.
Me? Nothing.
Hanging around.
I fucking love Beetlejuice.
I'll never forget the first day he showed up and they lost their minds.
Yeah, he's the greatest. There's a great one where one of the producers is trying to get him to repeat something to him, and he can't repeat a thing
He
back.
says a different thing every fucking time.
Every time.
It's hysterical.
Yeah. But the funny thing is when the producer goes to bend over to talk to him, you get to see actually someone's head next to Beetlejuice's head, and it is literally tiny.
Yeah.
It's like holding a coconut next to you, like a small coconut next to your head. It is tiny.
Hence the name.
Beetlejuice, yeah. So anyway, before you got here, Joe, I was going off about Marshall's, about a guy's channel. About the captain saying inconsistent stuff with reality. Anyway, but now we're past that. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can remember. I'll tell you something funny. Is I told you guys about this guy, Dr. Disrespect.
No, never heard of him.
I watched a little of them.
He went into it. He went live today with a $25,000 contest. I see Joe Herivey in the chat. No, not here. On Dr. Disrespect, I saw Joe Herivey. Yeah, he's like a club member, and you can't talk unless you're a member. By the way, I love that. He doesn't allow anyone to type in the chat unless they're paying him $5 a month. The guy's gold. But anyways, Joe Herivey was in the chat. But there was I was watching one just the other day. And so Dr. Disrespect, he streams his games, and he has like 30,000 people watching him play. And so he's playing with these 2 kids, and he has to disguise his voice because he doesn't want them to know that it's him playing with them. So he's like, okay, guys, let's get this done. And so they're talking to him and whatnot. So they're like, hey, let's all trade Steam account names. So they wanted to invite each other so they could easily get a hold of everybody on Steam. So he's like, yeah, I can't find my account. So those 2 guys give each other their Steam accounts on this live feed. Now they're playing the game, and one guy goes, I can't even see my fucking map. He goes, I'm getting slammed with requests on Steam. He's getting like 100 requests slammed at once. And Dr. Disrespect is just fucking crying. He can't say anything. He's just laughing there watching it. It's really funny stuff.
I watch bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, he's funny. It's out of his mind.
But you look, it's like a 6-hour video, It's like
6 hours, and he's making money on it nonstop. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Yeah, good to him. I mean, and those guys just sit and play Fortnite all day. Imagine that. What do you do? I play video games. What do you do for a living? That's what I do. And people watch me. Unreal.
If you can get a dime doing it, do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got nothing against that.
Yeah.
There's a guy whose channel I subscribed to on YouTube recently. He's got almost 7 million viewers. You ever hear of him as Shanger Danger?
Mm-mm.
He's always every video is underwater. They're diving. But if you go to his channel and look at the thumbnails for the shorts, you know where the 7 million views came from.
Right.
He's diving with fucking supermodels, and every thumbnail is an ass.
Right. Yeah.
So, if you could do it, do it.
Yeah, this guy's got like Dr. Disrespect, I think it's 4.5 million. I mean, it's just nuts. And he's funny because he'll ask somebody to do something and he goes, 4.5 million subs and I can only get 80 people to. And so, like, it's funny. He just tries to, he busts balls. He's funny. Yeah, I mean, if you can make money on it and do it, do it, Zim, what did you get in the store recently? Anything interesting?
I don't think he's hooked up.
Okay.
Zim, we can't hear you.
He froze. Wait, no.
Do you hear me? Can't. Do you care?
Muted for a second, so I'll be back in.
Oh, there you are.
I'll be back with you in a minute.
All right, very good. So Zim last night was on the Johnny Bean show. They were showing off some guitar that Van Halen played for a second, and that was the biggest news of the day, was finding out the exact history and biology of this guitar. I don't know if any of you in the chat watched that.
No.
But if you did, please make yourself known so I can make fun of you. Seriously, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They were going on. I mean, I don't know. There's such a reverence for everything Van Halen that I just don't understand. Like, I love Van Halen. I love the first 6 albums, maybe the first 4 more than anything. But the records to me, I mean, even I watched a couple of live clips and I'm like, I don't even like watching them live. Just give me the records. What is does he have a customer?
He's melting.
Yeah, it's really hot there.
119 today or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really nice guy, Andrew. It's just I don't have that kind of attention span for music stuff in general. Like, I'm watching. Are you guys watching anything about this Long Island killer, the serial killer they caught?
They caught him.
Oh yeah,
I knew they had a lead that took him to like Montana and South Carolina.
No, the guys in. Oh, here we go. What is that? They got the guy.
Mm.
Yeah, they're going to South Carolina, his summer home, where he had a boat and his car.
Yeah, I will say that about Johnny.
What's that?
Oh, I will. I was commenting about Johnny Bean. It's Van content, but he does.
Yeah, it's Van Halen
Tuesday,
content.
So
yeah,
good for him.
Oh
The
yeah,
guys
no,
that
I
wanna watch
understand,
it, they
and people
watch
love
it.
it. Absolutely.
You can get 50, 60 people watching.
I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great guy, and he gets more people watching that content than this content,
really
which is, of course, why I think the world's upside down.
Van Halen.
What's that? What about the early Van Halen?
There's something really magical about the early Van Halen, though.
I thought Neil Schon put it best when
It
they
was
asked
such
what
a
he thought of
party.
the Sammy Hagar, Van
We look
Halen, and
forward
the
to that.
I think there's
ahead,
a
Dave.
delay.
You guys ever talk to an old, and I'm not saying this, I'm not disparaging Dave. You know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah.
When you think they're done talking and then they're like, and then they just keep, and it's like, I know it's his connection. So anyways, they asked Neil Schon about it. Neil Schon said, no disrespect to Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
The original
My
Van
internet's
Halen was a
fucked up.
circus. And he goes, and I liked the circus. And I thought that was a great way to describe Van Halen's early stuff as a circus.
It was a wild fucking show.
Yeah.
It was magic.
And Journey was like the first band they opened for before
Indeed.
You have
Yeah.
that youth, that excitement, that energy that you wish you could bottle.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. When you see a new band that's just fucking insane like that.
Yeah. And they asked Neil Sean if he thought that when he saw Van Halen the first time when they opened up, did he think they were going to be huge? And Neil Sean was like, there was no question they were going to be huge. He was like, after I watched their first show, I was early every day to watch their act.
He's cool too. He's fucking awesome.
Who's that?
Neil Sean.
Oh, it's great.
He still tears up that fucking guitar every day. He's posting another clip of just sitting there noodling on Twitter. He's awesome.
Hey, Dana, if you told Johnny Bean that, you could get a Tuesday night slot. I'm being serious. That's someone you want to have on your show. You want to talk Van Halen? He's the guy that saw him open for Sabbath.
Yeah, you can talk Van Halen and Instapot recipes.
Can you guys hear me when I'm talking, or is my computer all messed up right now?
We hear you, but
Am I
about
coming-
five
there was a
minutes
delay
after.
before.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now it doesn't seem to be delayed. It was before.
Oh, okay.
Did someone just get clobbered?
I actually went on Neil Sean's son.
Yeah.
I went to a show last night, and I saw Neil's son, Miles, and that kid is awesome on guitar. Neil Sean's son.
Right, Miles.
I'm
Dana
reminded
thought
of the
Eruption
golden
was
age
fake.
of dial-up.
I think a lot of people, because Eddie would turn around and not really show people what he's doing.
Okay.
Well, that was in the club days. I don't think he did that on the.
No, Neil said he did it when he saw him live when he opened for Journey, because he asked Neil. He said, Neil, were you trying to watch? He goes, I was trying to, but Eddie would always turn his back to the crowd in those early live shows. He goes, he had to show me backstage. I'm sure by the time they were playing for Sabbath and crushing crowds, Ricky Compton saw them open up for Sabbath too. Man, all you guys are old dudes, huh? I was 10 years old in 78 when they opened for Sabbath.
I didn't go to a concert till I was 14.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, Ed, I'd reach out to Johnny, see if you can get him on. Joe, are you a gamer at all, Joe?
I like playing games. I haven't played in a while. Like, my favorite console is GameCube. I kind of peaked with that.
Have you seen these games that are like horror games?
That's what I live for. That's my element. I'm like my every few years I go back to Resident Evil. I'll even post on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook. I'm on vacation. If you want to look for me, find me in Raccoon City, and only a few people know what I'm talking about.
I actually know
Right.
that reference.
Yeah.
Have you seen? There's a guy's
Umbrella
channel. His name is
Corporation.
Hollow. And Hollow, all he does is review horror games, and you basically you watch him play the whole game through.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's got 4 million subs.
So Joe, last week we brought up. I watched those. What's it called? The movie you said to watch.
Brave Encounters.
Brave Encounters. Yes.
Dave hated it. How did you like it?
He liked it.
It had some good moments.
Yeah.
It had its problems, but it had some good moments. But did you watch the second one?
No, the second one's terrible. I've seen it only once, but it's awful.
Well, not to mention, it's like the whole thing with the kid is like you believe all this shit's real, and you're actually going to go back in this place. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, so Dave, you hated it, huh?
Well, my issue was I thought the acting was terrible.
Right.
I thought that like the girl.
But it
was
wasn't
just
supposed
not-
to be acting.
What's that?
It wasn't supposed to be acting.
Right. That's what I mean. It was bad. Like, I didn't buy that she was scared. I was like, it was like, and if there was, and the best scare in the film was the jump scare of the guy's arm coming through the little window.
Mhm.
And I'm like, if the best scare in the movie is the
It's a
jump
jump scare.
scare, you know, I'm not happy.
That's not a scare. That's a startle.
The thing I liked about the Hell House. I never can remember the name of this fucking thing.
Whole house from
What
hell.
I liked about Hell House was it had that thing of like where there's a mannequin and then you look away and then you look at him again and it's like, wait, did he move? Because it's really subtle. And if it moved or not becomes the scary thing, not so much the obvious, there's a wheelchair moving. Yeah, we get it. Like when they showed the wheelchair moving in Grave Encounters, I was like, it would have been better if he looked away and then saw it and then we see it move, but we're not really sure. That being unsure is what makes things scary. Like, did it move? But when you actually see it move, it takes the horror out of it. It's like, oh, yeah, it moved.
The ghost
Yeah,
of Raymond Burr.
Yeah, evil entities. Who cares? Let's go.
Evil Ironsides.
I don't
You
know,
know.
to me, they were kind of on par with each other.
Similar. I just thought the other one, for my sense, and I'm not saying one's bad, one's good. I'm just saying my sensibility is I go by the level of entertainment. And the other one entertained me more, where this one I felt like when the jump scare came and I was just like,
I can't bring myself to watch found footage movies anymore.
Yeah.
You can't watch what?
The VH.
Bring myself to watch found footage movies.
Oh yeah, well there goes your time on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Found footage of a woman getting stuck in the dryer.
George Romero did a Diary of the Dead. That was like a found footage.
That was
So I was
kind of the
surprised he
weakest
did
of
that.
the ones.
Oh yeah, it is the weakest of ones, but it's still better than most of the found footage movies out there.
Land of the Dead was good.
Yeah.
Diary of the
Dennis
Dead was
Hopper.
Yeah,
well-
but the one after is really good.
What's the one after?
What the hell was the name? It had a couple of people from the Diary in there. Let me look it up because it starts with an R.
Oh, you know what? I got a guitar to show you guys.
What do you got?
New Guitar Day.
Not my guitar. So a buddy of mine, actually, he's I was supposed to call him today. He has cancer. He just found out, but it's supposedly not so bad. But he bought this guitar and then he dropped it off my house and was like, you got to show it on your show. It's one of the best. It really plays nice. It's a new Kramer.
Survival of the Dead. It was 2009.
Okay.
The last one
I
he
never
made.
saw that one.
That's a good one.
I'll
I
show it
loved
at the end of the show. I don't really have any place to put it.
Sorry, Dave. I had to get that out before I forgot.
Oh, no, go right ahead. That's okay. I'm just trying to see if there's a spot that I can clear. But it's a new Kramer Beretta. And they're made in Indonesia. And they're not bad.
Bro,
Yeah,
get
so
on
Dave-
those electric drums. Knock out a beat
Seem to
for
be
us.
simpatico with our beverages.
Oh, yeah.
Not the same.
But
flavor,
what flavor are you drinking?
wild berry.
Oh, this
Just
one
had
is
the citrus.
simply citrus. Yeah. Interesting. Do you guys watch or ever see Greg Doucette?
Yes, the bodybuilder, the power.
The
lifter.
bodybuilder, yeah.
I used to watch him a couple of years ago. Yeah, sounds like Gilbert Gottfried.
A little bit. He's annoying.
Yeah,
But the other day he was saying something, and I couldn't disagree with him more. But he was talking about, is it the new Beretta Special? I'll show you in a minute. I'll pull the 12 string out of here so I have a place to put it when we're done with the show, and then I'll swap stuff back. Anyways, he was going on about, I don't believe in calorie in, calorie out. He believes in calorie in, calorie out. And so I was saying, the argument is if calorie in, calorie out was a real thing, then I shouldn't be able to put you on a higher calorie diet and have you lose weight. But I can. Right? And so could Matt. Right? So therefore, calorie in, calorie out cannot exist. Because if I show you higher calories going in and losing weight without increasing anything, then your hypothesis is proved wrong.
Yeah, he's the
It
one.
must be. It must be something else.
He goes by high volume eating. He's the one that mixes up all these concoctions and stuff like egg white pancakes, protein pancakes.
Yeah,
Greg
whatever.
Doucette.
Well, first of all, he's on the gas, which I'm sure he doesn't. And for some reason, why do people now? What are they calling all these fucking steroids? TRT.
Yeah.
Do you do testosterone therapy? It's like, you guys talk about taking the gas. We used to we call it for what it is. You're on steroids.
Called the
Then they say
something all
testosterone replacement therapy.
Right, but then they have PEDs, which is basically like what's that the word for? That's funny, Neil Botox, Sean. PEDs are performance enhancing drugs. Instead of just saying you're taking steroids.
Drums.
Oh,
I'm going to grab that guitar. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 sec.
Crowd, get on them drums. Nobody's ever seen you play your drums.
Yeah, I'm still working out.
Don't knock out a beat. I've never seen you play them.
Well, I just got them last December. And then I had to stop playing them for like 5 months because my forearms got ripped.
What do you mean? Like it was like Popeye?
Nah, doing hammer curls, and then I did
that's
something.
nice. Dave, go full screen.
All right, here we go.
Go full screen with that.
Yeah, I know. I got to set it up. Hold on. Boom. Oh, all right. Here we go.
Okay.
This is a Kramer Beretta.
Yep.
Looks like a Kramer banana.
Yeah. Well, it's the old banana headstock. This was the headstock of 84, early 85 for the original Beretta. Sorry, I should say 85. 84 was a non-tilt. You can see this tilts back. This is a tilt headstock. So this is like the 85.
Ricky Compton is saying that's the 84.
It's not. 84 was a note, or was it 83? That was the no tilt. It could be 84. Either way, it's the same. 85, they changed it. They went to the but they it's a nice looking guitar.
Beautiful.
Yeah, plays nice. Now, I don't like the fact that it doesn't have the 2 holes in the back here. Like I always like that with put the Floyd Rose in that way. And
so is that not a real Floyd Rose?
oh, I would imagine it's probably, well, it says Floyd Rose. It's a real Floyd, but I don't know. It could be a Floyd 100. I wouldn't imagine.
I think it's the
But it looks
1000.
nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not the main Schaller one. I'm sure they're not sending Schaller Floyd Roses to Indonesia. But it's a 4-piece neck. So the neck is cut into thirds, and then the fingerboard is a separate piece of wood.
Now the Duncan is aftermarket.
Nope, came with the guitar.
That came with that. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a Seymour Duncan though. I don't know if you can read it. It says Sandy Duncan.
Got one wondering eye.
Yeah. The
There's
German
the
one, Schaller
got a
made the
push-pull.
original. Schaller made and makes the original Floyd, and they also make a Schaller Floyd, which is better metals, but it's still made at the Schaller factory.
Yeah, the German Goto is really good. I have that on one of my guitars.
German Goto? Goto's out of Japan. German is the Schaller.
Oh, German
That's why
Schaller.
Hannibom's saying you want the German
but-
one or the Goto. Goto's Japan.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I have the Goto. Goto.
Yeah. Well, Goto makes the TRS. They make Goto makes a bunch. But Schaller makes two. People used to say like, oh, you could buy the Schaller or you could buy the original. But just so you know, they both were made by Schaller. The Schaller branded one was made with better parts, and that's why they charge more for it. But anyway, it's a cool. I think it's a nice guitar. So the yellow is not coming through because as I was saying before the show started, this shirt is like a bright yellow, and on my camera it looks like a dull light yellow.
Yep.
This thing is it looks just like the one he's got. Let me make you big. It's got the same one.
Man, there we go. Twinsies.
Yeah.
What are you selling that for, Dane?
That's what I wanted to get to the brass tacks. What is it?
$600.
Shipped?
No,
You didn't hear?
gotta have shipping.
Ever gig the guitar, Dave? No, because he literally dropped it off 2 days ago.
Mine
Yeah.
is a factory second, though.
What's the imperfection?
Where does it say
I don't
that?
know.
With the discolored
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. See, this one here. Oh, yeah. The serial number is put in different on this one.
It's
I'll show you.
stamped
Hold on.
used, and there's this refurbishing company called MICG or something that refurbishes these guitars, and they get the factory seconds and they refurbish them, and that's what this one is.
Oh, okay. So this one has the it's stamped into the wood. This
It
serial.
just went down to $300, Dane.
Look at that. And just like that, you lost money.
Like that, you lost money.
What's the retail price on them?
I think they're $7.99. I think my buddy paid $7.99 for it. All right, I'm putting this back. Hold on.
Yeah, so the Duncan does come stock with it. It's got a push-pull, so you can tap that bitch. And Kramer uses those little tiny skin narrow back plates. Pretty sure it's a Floyd Rose 1000. 22 frets. I like that it's got the access in the back here to adjust your claw. So if you decide to, drop D or something and you need to make a quick claw adjustment, it does that. It's nice how on the side here you got the input. Unless that goes bad, then it's a hassle, but those are nice. So, yeah.
When I was
They're great
young-
guitars. They
In
play
my-
great.
Is yellow
Sorry,
the
Joe.
only color?
In my younger days, I would have loved that, but for some reason, now that I'm older, I live on the neck pickup.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I used to love that tingy, shrill, trem, what do they call that? Trem,
Exactly. You.
whatever they call the fucking shit. Treble.
treble.
Yeah, I mean,
But now I
I-
like that soft, warm neck pickup sound, and I just kind of live there.
yeah, it's nice.
Hey, Hugh, how you doing?
Yeah, it wasn't
Hey,
match. Like on the camera, it doesn't match. That's really light, but in person, it's much more yellow. This shirt.
I have two separate monitors. It's shitty on the one I'm staring at, but on the one I see all the chat, everything's nice and dark and bright and yellow.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So it looks better on YouTube, you're saying, than it does on StreamYard.
No. This one monitor is shit. It's the monitor
Oh.
they provided from work. On a good monitor, like on my work monitor, you look like maybe you got to go see a doctor. On this one, say, oh, he's got some nice color. He's okay.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. You know what was a good movie I watched the other night? I was surprised because I wasn't really expecting it to be good. The Flash is very enjoyable.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I was very surprised. Didn't even feel like 2.5 hours. And of course,
2.5 hours. That's a commitment.
And of course, it's a joy seeing Michael Keaton as Batman again. So that kind of helped it along.
Oh, is he in the Flash? I know nothing about any of these things.
Well, what happens is the Flash does what the Flash should never do. He's always obsessed with trying to stop his mother's death, and he fucks up time. So he creates parallels and shit. So now DC has their own multiverse.
Yeah.
So he needs to get Batman's help, but the Batman's help where he's stuck is the Michael Keaton Batman.
I see. And he needs to get Batman because you need a wealthy guy with a lot of toys. The guy has no powers. Am I the only one here?
Yeah.
Batman has no powers.
Exactly.
He's just a rich guy with toys.
Yeah, but you watch
Martial arts
watch the Justice League Doom if you want to see how effective Batman actually is. That's the storyline where Batman came up with a contingency
you look at this
plan
way,
to kill the
Daredevil's the
entire.
same way too. So
Daredevil's not rich.
no, I said Daredevil's the same as like he doesn't have any superpowers.
No, Daredevil. What are you talking about? He's got heightened fucking senses. He's blind because of the chemicals.
that plays on when people get blind, they heighten their senses anyway.
Yeah, his mother's a Catholic nun. There's a superpower right there. What do you don't know nothing? Shit.
My favorite superhero is when you ask him what he's doing, and he goes, me?
Me?
Nothing.
Hanging
Just
around.
hanging around.
Hanging around.
You guys, is anyone here familiar with that Beetlejuice meme, or is Joe and I here talking just to ourselves?
No, I think the entire world knows that.
You're just talking to yourselves, guys.
Come on, play it.
I don't have it.
I have no idea what you're
But I
talking
do have Beat. Here's Beat.
You think it's fucking funny. It's not fucking funny.
Oh, that guy's hideous.
He's a pinhead.
That's
Jeez.
regular. Like that's this headset.
It's a zippy.
Like it's about to crush his skull on
Yeah.
him.
No, if you put it on him, it'll slide up like this.
But there was a small clip of somebody saying, Beat, what are you doing? And he's like just standing looking at nothing. And he just goes, me?
Hanging around.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Hanging
Who, me?
around.
Who, me?
And now they put it in a million memes where like they'll have him with the backdrop of a liquor store. And it says, when I tell my friends I'm not drinking and they catch me at the liquor store. And he's like, me? Nothing.
Hey, Dave,
Just hanging around.
hold on. Dave. Check the private chat. Here's the 11-second original. That
Oh, you got it in the private, huh?
I got you in the private, so you can share it through the
Right
magic
in the
of
privates.
whatever it is.
$51.50.
What a funny fucking. What are you watching?
I don't know. So I hear my voice. Is that me?
Yeah, who is it?
Who's playing me?
That's not me.
Sam.
Who's got YouTube on and really delayed?
Yeah, who's super delayed? Who has YouTube on?
I keep it muted.
I just turned it off.
Oh, okay. 'cause
Mine's
that-
muted, so.
I was
Hey, Laura.
answering a question from Everett. I got $51.50 for the Van Halen picture that I sold.
You got a picture of Van Halen and somebody bought it?
For $51.50. Yeah, but the tax screwed it up.
Wait, somebody just commented on everybody plays the fool. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're gonna
All
play the
right.
clip?
Oh, I put it in the chat.
Oh, I
Otherwise,
thought you were
'cause-
gonna play it. Okay.
yeah, I don't know how to do it in this thing. I don't know. Was that a print, Dane? Was it? What was the picture you sold for $50? Dane, what was the photo?
It was a photo of Eddie Van Halen on the second floor at 5150 Studios, standing in our collection and leaned up against all his guitars. And it was an original from an artist or from a photographer that used to work for Fender. And he came in the store about 4 or 5 years ago and gave me a whole stack of these framed artwork that he had in his garage. And one was that Eddie Van Halen photo.
Oh.
So I didn't make copies of it or anything like that. I don't care that much.
All right.
So I got $51.
Maybe we can get that on the show next Tuesday.
He gave me $52 and let me. Yeah.
Joe, nothing.
Actually, the guy I sold it to, his name is Mickey.
Just saying. All you have to make is that noise, Joe, and I'm laughing.
Really mad. Everything's
hanging around.
I said to that picture that Zane sold, I said, "What are you doing?" Me? Nothing. Hanging around.
I fucking love him. Oh my god.
Fucking Beetlejuice. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what it is. Hannah Baum, have you played the Mexican white Jakey Lee one yet? Interesting. Jakey Lee, wasn't Jakey Lee the old Indian guy and thinner? No?
No.
Looks like him. Just color his hair white. It's a good thing nobody ever watches my show, right? With all these comments that I say. I'd be like the most hated among all the rock heroes.
After the Ultimate Sin tour ended, you know what they asked Jakey Lee?
What? Oh, there's a Jakey Lee.
Say, Jake, what are you doing? Me?
Oh, shit.
Nothing. Just hanging around.
So look at that. Hold on, I'm gonna make you big. Hold on, look at this. Look at the pickups on this guitar. They're reverse, like supposedly, so it would be like Hendrix. But isn't the Strat? Yeah, they're straight up and down. What the hell was he thinking?
I don't know. Well, makes top strings a little less harsh, I guess.
You think blindfolded, you're going to be able to tell me the difference if I play those two guitars?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just he's trying to look different. And it's you want to look different, just walk up to everybody on stage and rub their cheek with your hand and say, thinner.
But when you play it, you get that buttery, warm, s'mores, toasted sound.
Now, that's a made in Mexico? Maybe.
This is a custom build by Atomic Guitars on the west side of Phoenix.
Oh, okay. With a Charvel neck.
Made in the USA. There we go. What's that one going for?
$800.
Oh, yeah, because you know what? Because the Jakey Lee doesn't have a humbucker in the bridge. I think it's 3 singles.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's
one,
and it's a hardtail.
Let's
it's 22 frets too. The thing is, when Charvel came out with the model, they made it 21 frets like his original one, which was a mistake.
Yeah, somebody look it up.
$2,300 for it.
Somebody look up the Jakey Lee guitar. I thought it was 3 single coils. I could be wrong, and not that it makes a difference. I prefer a humbucker in the bridge if I'm going to play that kind of music.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong, Dave, because I think he never played 3 single coils.
He did.
Yeah, you're wrong, Dave.
Isn't he playing 3 single coils at the US Festival?
No.
Somebody look it up.
That was his first live show.
It's the only time I've ever seen him play.
That was the very first live show that he ever played was the US Festival. First show with Ozzy.
Well, if he gets his hand out of the way, I could probably see it. Oh, wait. There we go. It's no humbucker.
All right. Well, I stand corrected. My memory had me thinking it was 3 single coils.
It is kind of weird though.
Okay, T-Boy says so too. I don't know. The only thing I ever remember him playing was Us Festival. I'm not a Jake E fan. I think he's a great player. But, you know, those 2 Aussie records compared to the 2 before it, I'm all set. All right.
Badlands wasn't he in Badlands? That was
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
That was-
What about that Van Halen guitar behind you?
Yeah, I see that.
That's
black and
a
yellow.
Stripe series.
So this is it's an EVH.
Which one? You talk about the white one or the black and
Yeah,
yellow
the
one?
The white one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't even see they had the black and
Yeah,
yellow.
in the rack.
I see it now.
Yeah, it's the one that was going for $799 new, I think.
Now let me
And it
tell you
was
why I like
$899.
this guitar. Because they put the wheel on the guitar. Oh, look, see, it's got the 2 bolts for the Floyd Rose that I like behind the net. I like that. Keep going. It also has the wheel for the neck, so it's not identical to his, but that's a better thing to have. If you're going to adjust the neck, you know, I like that.
Looks like
It
a
has
ticket
what looks like not an original. Is that Floyd? The original Floyd didn't have a screw-on
EVH.
thing like that, did it? Can
No.
you take that arm off? I think the original Floyd arm was different.
Oh, the original Floyd arm, you had to have a wrench to adjust.
Exactly. Thank you. And it was like you put it right into the wrench hole thing looking. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Okay. So I don't like this new change that they did. I like the original design.
It's a Freud Lowe's.
And it looks like a 60 thou 1-ply pick guard. Right?
Now, the only advantage, Dave, and I have an old Charvel that has a very old Floyd Rose on it, and it came with the original arm where you had to have the wrench to adjust it and tighten it up and everything. But I tell you, I switched it to the screw on, and the reason being is that you don't want to go through the hassle of taking the wrench and getting that arm off every time you want to close your case.
Oh, see, my case is always you could close it with the Floyd on, with the bar on,
okay.
which I understand your point. If you have a case that won't close, the other thing is, how come they didn't make a pop-in arm for a Floyd?
I think Ibanez probably did that first, right?
That would be the best. Hey, Pam, that would be the best.
Yeah.
Because I love my pop-in arms on my Strats.
I like that Wilkinson does that too. They do the pop in.
I used to like the Wilkinson that they got sued for. I forget what model it is, but it's when the bar is laying. If you just hang the bar, the bridge is locked.
Oh, look at this.
That's a Wilk.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Make that full screen. I want to see the finish.
Hold on. Where is he?
That's nice. That's like a universe kind of.
Yeah. So that's like a V1000
Those are the
trim.
AMGs.
That's a carbon. Wow. That has a weird looking logo too, kind of tiny.
Interesting. Now, I thought that guitar always came with 3 single coils. Thank you. I'm joking, folks. I've never seen that guitar before in my life. Somebody look up the name of that Wilkinson's tremolo that locks when it hangs. So, like, hold the guitar sideways. You ever notice headstock that I remind you of Andy Rooney? You ever notice? Of course, yeah, Pat. This is Pat Bartolini. Hold the guitar like you would if you were playing it.
That's how he plays.
You see how the bar hangs straight it points to the floor? So there is a Wilkinson's trem. When the bar points to the floor like that, the bridge is locked and cannot move.
Huh.
That is the greatest. Now, you got to find them used, but it's the greatest. And Gibson sued him for making it. So he had to stop.
The locking saddles?
No.
Well, what did Gibson have? I mean, why did they?
Apparently, they claim they owned that design before he put it out.
Oh, but they never did it because they don't make.
They made them. They're out there.
Gibson is worse than Gene
my friend
Simmons.
Paul Maher had one. It was unfucking believable because you could sit there and play, bend the piss out of the strings, nothing's moving. And then the second you go to grab the bar, now it's floating. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Somebody look up the name of that trem.
Now, does Gibson still make them?
No, they never made them. But it was their design, they claimed, and they stopped him from making it.
Well, that's really nice of them.
Gibson's got to stop being Gibson sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I just said they're just as bad as Gene Simmons.
All right, you can't find it? Wilkinson
Trem,
Literally. Gibson going to every guitar maker.
Oh, okay, hang on. I found
Every
on the
guitar
gear page.
maker known asking the same question. What are you doing?
Me?
Eh? What are you doing? Hanging around.
Wilkinson convertible.
Thank you. That's what it's
There we
called.
go. I had to go through the gear page for that.
Yeah. So that's OSG.
That's nice.
Yeah, so that's what it's called. The 0.0. So that's what the that's Ryan and Bingham are chatting on Facebook about Little Nicky being on Prime. So they're both talking about it. I had to mute my phone. The future, 97X, bang, the future of rock and roll. Yeah, the convertible. That is a really cool tremolo system. Oh, that's got the robot tuners.
How do those work?
So you turn it on. If you set it for standard, you just strum every string, and those tuners will go to work.
I know, but I mean, how does it? That I know I've seen videos, but does it actually work? Like,
Yeah, well,
Is
the
it-
problem is
works.
that if it's on and you're strumming it and they go a little out of tune or whatever, it sounds funky. I heard it like adjusts to one while you're playing. That's why a lot of people remove them. I've never played them, but
So the company. So what happened was years ago, I went to a NAMM show, and I was looking at. Let me pop in here. I was looking at Pro Audio, and I went to this booth, and it was called Tronicals. And Tronicals was this German company that made tuners for Gibsons and Strats, and they had a couple of Strats set up with it, and we were messing around with them, and we couldn't believe how great it was. Literally after that show, Gibson had approached them, and that became the robot tuners for Gibson. But the company that made it was called Tronicals. I think people didn't like it because they couldn't either understand how it worked or how to work properly, but they worked really well. You turn it on, you strum. If you wanted a different tuning, there was other buttons. You could go to drop D, dadgad, whatever. You strum it.
Yeah, it looked great.
As soon as it locked, you turned it off and you're good to go. I never heard of anyone turning it on while they're playing because there's a process of hitting buttons.
Okay, I thought
Can I
it was
add
on all the
something?
time for something.
No, you wouldn't leave it on all the time. It'll make you nuts.
No, you'd go insane.
Now, here's one thing where I want
And
to
you'd be out of battery zone.
I want to defend Gibson for a second. Everyone always, the Gibson never does nothing new. The Gibson, nothing new from Gibson. They did one fucking thing new that was cool. They got hammered over it.
Well, they got hammered on it because they were putting it on everything, and people didn't want it. They should have made a specific guitar that said here or added as a feature. The problem with all these places is, let me tell you, if the guitar industry worked like the car industry, it would be way more successful. Imagine if you go to a shop and you're like, "Ooh, I love that Fender Strat. Can I get it with the DiMarzio pickups? And can you put this pickguard on it?" And now they're saying, "Okay, and do you want the floor mats?" Yeah, throw in the floor mats, and I want the fucking Bose stereo. Now you're going out of the showroom with your car, but they've done stuff for you. You've had it modified from a factory service place.
What's that, Dean?
Dave Mustaine.
Dave Comstein.
Think about this. Fender has about 75 models of the Stratocaster available. As a company, you could take 60 of them and have it be like one model with so many more colors and just have the shop be able to swap the pickups out, whatever. Oh, you want something with a fat neck? Oh, you want something with a thin? You want a V-neck? You can't get any of that stuff. It's like, oh, you want a car that drives in reverse? I'm sorry, that's not available.
Try getting. How about, can I just get an instrument that has playable strings for the
Right.
500 I fucking spent?
Dave's Guitar Channel. Kelly and I are watching. She wants to know more about Krellbau's professional expertise wiring. What wiring are we talking about?
What kind of wiring? Well, I design wire and cable.
Yeah. But that's what it would be like. Imagine if you went into a shop and you were like, I want a brand new Telecaster. You go to the shop and they have this crazy, all these different colors. You can pick what kind of guard you want. You can decide which pickups you want, all at a charge. But you walk out of the shop going, I got the guitar I want. I don't need to go now replace the pickups. I don't have to go do this. I don't have to go do that. And the factory's making way less merchandise. And they don't have to sit there and have 75 models. Because, I mean, what is that doing for your company if you have 75 models in your catalog? Nothing?
Nothing.
Whose telly is that behind you? That is my telly. I have 4 tellies. I have, let me show you this one here.
Savalas.
That's the Rebel.
What are the other
Relic.
I have Television.
Television.
Telly Savalas.
Yeah.
Telephone.
Telephone. There's 3.
All right, so this guitar, boom. This guitar is made by a company out in Amsterdam called Rebel Relic. So they built this for me in 2010. I wanted a Bigsby and I wanted the Gretsch sounds. And then what ended up, and it's Relic, but I wanted the neck to be fatter and a big fat V with stainless frets. He couldn't do the stainless frets. And when I got the guitar, I was like, I'll play it. Played it for a year. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sell this neck. So I sold the neck and I bought this Warmoth neck, put a 60s/70s Fender logo on it. And now this is, I don't even know if it's in tune. Let's see. Anyways, it's a real fucking player. The cool thing is you can make it sound like those Gretschy sounds, or if you want, and you plug it in and play like AC/DC stuff, it pulls off AC/DC. Now, when I bought this, I believe I paid $2,000 to have him built it, and he does all the relicking. Like if you see this in person, it really looks like a vintage instrument. The company is called Rebel Relic Guitars. You can go to his website, Rebel Relic Guitars. The guy's name is Luke Whitfield. And if you're interested in something from him, message him and tell him that I told you.
He'll charge you more.
Told you
He'll charge you more.
yeah, he's going to double the price, but at least you'll be able to say you knew me. No, but yeah, he's a great guy. Smokes cigars, so you know I like him. Yeah, he it's really nice.
Rebel Relic, your face is a mess.
Yeah.
No, but your face is.
Hey, Dave, did you ever hear the story of when Dio was fired from Rainbow? They literally just left him in the hotel and they continued on without him, didn't even tell him?
I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah. Oh, was it Dio or was it?
No, it was Dio. That's how they fired Dio. But did you know what the hotel manager said to Dio?
No.
What are you doing?
Huh?
Oh, Jesus.
You know, I was fired. Graham Bonnet got fired that way in Michael Schenker Group. I think they just left on him. But what is that?
Is that the equivalent of like when you're driving in a car and you pull over to take a whiz and the last guy you take off on him?
No,
I
that's
love that
the
too.
kind of the equivalent is like you're all eating in a diner. One guy goes to the bathroom, and you all leave when he's in there taking a
Stuck with
dump
the
or a
bill.
piss, right?
Yeah.
You should have left Richie Blackmore in the hotel.
It was his band, and
Burn.
he'd probably stab you for doing that.
I know it.
So anyways, about my telly. So I have a G&L telly, which I think you guys have all seen, my orange one. I've used it in videos. And I have a B-Bender telly, a black B-Bender telly. And then I have a G&L tribute telly, like that looks like a Keith Richards guitar, and I've used that on a couple of Steely Dan videos. But yeah, it's a great guitar. The Rebel Relic guitar is fantastic. He makes great stuff, but you should go to his site because he makes tellies that are, I mean, I'll show you one. Let me see if I can find it on his site. It's so fucking hot looking. I'm like, how the hell does Fender not make this guitar? And this guy does. It's such a cool, for a while it was on my wish list of like, I got to buy this guitar. And then I'm like, you know what? I got 4 tellies. Maybe I don't. All right, why is this thing going so? Here we go. Rebel Relic, T series, Holy Grail series. Let's see if I can find this fucking thing. Here we go. Holy Grail. Nope, he only has 2 guitars. So it looks like he's selling them now for $2,500. From what I see. I wonder if he still makes this particular one. But that's in my other room. I play that all the time. I don't know why his site's going slow. Anyways, guys, check out his site. You'll see. If you see something you like. Let's see. That's a good-looking one. God, he has so many good-looking guitars. I have that picture somewhere. I got to find it. But anyways, yeah. Mine's called the Holy Grail.
Hugh's keeping the song going. Hugh's
keeping
keeping the
what?
song going up there. He's keeping the song going. Song parody. He's keeping the song parody going.
Oh, Hugh is, yeah.
Rebel Relic, your face is a mess. Hot
Hot
Kelly,
frets.
I love your frets.
Oh, that's it. Ever tried Fret King? I haven't tried Fret King. That's like one of the few privately owned companies that I mean, yeah. But anyways, and Joe, how have you been enjoying your Bass 6?
No, I just got the new strings on it last night, and then had to go to bed, and I hadn't had the chance to touch it today. But
And it's a lot of fun to play that instrument.
yeah, I tell you, the one thing is, this is the first time I've ever used flat wound bass strings. They feel completely different.
Oh yeah, completely.
I never knew that, but yeah. I'm sure I'll get used to them. And I have a pedal coming this Friday. I placed an order today for a Strymon Cloudburst.
Ooh, Strymon stuff's good.
Yeah,
That's like
and
the
have
new
you
reverb or something.
That's that new, like if you like ambient stuff.
Yeah,
holy shit,
I love
it sounds like they've made videos and said, and in the video in the beginning it says there are absolutely no synths or anything but the guitar and pedal in this, and you think you're listening to synths, and it's beautiful. I had been on the. What? No, I had been on the edge on that one since I first saw it, and I finally said, you know what? I'm fucking killing myself working 7 days a week. Let me at least get myself something to.
A beautiful reverb like that is like, and they also just came out with the Brig, the new.
I haven't watched anything on that yet, so I don't even know what that is. What does it do?
It's an ambient delay. So that with the reverb. And now let me ask you a question, because you seem like you would be. Are you a fan of the movie Blade Runner?
Of course.
The synthesizer sounds in that movie are my favorite of all time. And I just learned the other day that it's a CS80 Yamaha keyboard. And somebody makes a module so you can basically make any keyboard sound like it. It's called Deckard's Dream. But yeah, I have the Blue Sky too, Hugh. I love it. Yeah, I actually have that, and I have the Seraphim. I use on my big board, I run 2 reverbs and 2 delays because when I want the ambient stuff, you really have to have a lot of texture and color going there. So I love that stuff. I have a G&L Blues Boy at the Musico. They have one. Yeah, the problem with the Blues Boy is I don't care for the neck to be a humbucker and a telly. They never sound good against the bridge. It's like it becomes one pickup or the other you're going to use, but you never really feel like you can use them together or separate, like, together in a song. Like you can't a Strat. Now, what is that? Is that an ML? A Dean ML there, Dane?
Yeah, but it's inexpensive.
Oh, yeah.
Made in India.
India.
Yeah, made in India.
Yeah. And Strymon was originally a company called Damage Control. And Damage Control was the original designers of Line 6.
Oh, geez, I remember that. Now that you mention it. Wow.
Yeah, that's where they came from. If you bought an early Strymon pedal, the transformer would still say Damage Control on it.
Oh, okay.
From the other company.
Remember the original Line 6 had that slanted, the Axis, I think it was. Line 6 Axis was the first Line 6 amp.
Just ask the Axis.
I've actually, who's good at telling you stuff like that? That guy Josh, when he goes into the history of a pedal.
Yeah. Oh, he's great.
This was made by this,
Yeah, they go into a lot of detail about like Macari's out of London. Nothing. Me? You guys know Macari's? Macari's was a guitar shop in London, and basically, what was the first fuzz pedal that ever came out?
Oh, gee, I should know this. I've seen videos where he talks
Arbiter.
about it.
The Gibson Maestro.
Thank you very much. The Gibson Maestro, and they basically modified the Gibson Maestro, and then came out with the what was the Jeff Peck pedal called? The Mach 1, the Tone Bender. And then again, they modified it, and Jimmy Page used the Tone Bender Mark II. That was basically the pedal all over.
I love how some of that old shit was made of wood too.
The original Tone Bender was wood. That was like a prototype. I mean, I think they made a bunch that way, and then they went to the metal. But yeah, I've never had a problem tuning a G on a telly. But then again, I don't play in tune, so I don't know what the deal is. People, I played a show the other day, and somebody said your guitar's out of tune. I go, tuning? That's extra. What do you think I'm into?
G string on a Les Paul or an SG? I only have one question for it. What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Hanging around.
Hey, ain't hanging around in tune either.
We know it's going to be at the beginning of the show next week.
No, here's what you don't get, Krell. I see this fucking thing with him in a different background 5 to 10 times a day.
Oh yeah, and it's great, and it never gets old.
It's just not. If I look at my phone even for a second, that video pops up with a new one, and I'm like, So I talk about it with my brother Richard. I'm just like, he loves it. I'm like, Richard. It's on it. Richard, don't hide from your feelings. It's nuts. It's nuts, and so that's why I sent him that fucking long video of it.
Look at the comments. Look at the comments later for the original video I sent you. Every comment is just someone with like verbally saying a different meme they could use that in. When you're in the gym with expired membership and the manager talks to you, what are you doing?
Me? Nothing. Hanging around. I love Beetlejuice, though. He's so good.
Love him. Always loved him.
Yeah. It's the best. He's the best. Howard, on the other hand, I don't care for. Beetlejuice, I love.
No, Howard grates on my nerves.
He sucks. He turned into
His
a
true
liberal.
colors. Yeah, he shows
Yeah.
true colors.
I shouldn't say he turned himself. He outed himself as well.
Yeah.
As a what?
A liberal douche.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. He
The
had
Rebel
like,
Radio
interviewed Hillary,
fell
and he was
lockstep.
just up her
Remember-
ass, like all softball questions. Just a
Please.
dick. It's like, grow up.
I remember back in the good old days when he ran for mayor and his platform was, we're going to bring back the death penalty and use the charred corpses to fill in the fucking potholes. It was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, well,
It's a
he
whole
used to be
different
good
time.
back then.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Now everyone's wearing their politics on their sleeves. So.
Yeah.
So the Rebel Radio just fell into lockstep with all the other yahoos.
Yeah. And let
It's
me
all
ask
about the money.
Let me ask Dane. Dane, are you playing any gigs at all lately? Speaking of liberals, I don't know what the hell that means.
We're opening for Dangerous Toys at the Whiskey August 26th.
Dude, back up from your mic. It's like, Dane, hey, what's that?
Oh, Dane, back up. Oh, I didn't think it was loud.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, so I get on the mic.
We hear you clear as a bell. You
Dang.
said you were
are
playing
you
at
doing?
Rage on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah,
Right?
we're playing
Is that
at
what I heard you
Whiskey on
I thought you
August
said Rage.
26th. No,
Is Rage
we're
a gay
opening
bar
for
or something?
Dangerous Toys.
I thought Matt would at
Without a
least
club
laugh.
ramrod or
the
something.
ramrod.
I couldn't remember the place. That's what the Abbey. I should have said the Abbey. That would have been more obvious.
Abby Normal.
So, you're playing the Whiskey. Now, what time is your slot at
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
Whiskey?
play the game.
What time is your time
I
slot?
think it's 9:15 or something. I don't
Right.
think
They're very, very time
9:15 or
restrictive at the
something will
Whiskey.
ruin the other guys.
When you play the Whiskey, it's like playing the caddy swim in Caddyshack. You're on from 1 to 1:15, and then you're the hell out of there. Hugh Caldwell says he got 5
Yeah.
ribeye steaks from the local farm for doing some work on the owner's guitars. That's fucking awesome.
Ribeyes.
That is excellent. And Hugh, I have to let you know that lately I've been watching a few things, some old videos with Eric Faulkner and Les McEwen and Ian. What was Ian's last name, Hugh? Clearly, you guys all know I'm talking about the Scottish gentleman from the band The Bay City Rollers. A
Which
band
one?
from Scotland.
And what was his name?
What?
What was the guy's name?
Which Les McEwen,
Okay,
Eric
yeah.
Faulkner, and Ian something who passed away. I didn't realize Ian passed away too. So now it's just and the blonde dude who Ian replaced passed away. So now it's like only 3 of the guys are left.
My sister.
And somebody was like, "You guys got to do a reunion." I'm thinking to myself, who's going to see the Bay City Rollers to hear 2 songs?
Yeah. Thought it was only one.
Well, SATURDAY, right? Saturday night. Then they did Money Honey. And they did I know they did the cover of I Only Wanna Be With You. Oh, You Made Me Believe in Magic. Ooh, that was a big hit, I think in 78.
There were a pair of brothers in that band, right?
Yes, the Longmire. One of them's Ian
Longmire.
Mitchell. Thank you. I thought that's what it was.
I'll be right
Now
back.
were they
Put the boss to bed.
were they Glasgow's people, or where were they from?
I don't know.
I'm asking Hugh.
Well,
Hugh lives.
Bay
Hugh's in.
City.
He's in Glasgow. Hugh himself is in Glasgow, so I would imagine. I think. Were they Edinburgh? Where were they from? It's funny they were a. You know what? Another song I watched the other day. You guys remember the song "Sweet F.A." by Sweet?
Yep.
Sweet
that song had something to be desired. I don't even know where the hell. Like it's like the song's going one way. Then when they're from Dundee. When Brian, what's his name?
Connolly.
Is it Connolly or Donnelly?
Yeah. Connolly.
It is Connolly.
Yeah.
When he starts singing, I'm like, what the hell song? It just feels like he's going into a different song. It has nothing to do with the
about a year ago.
It was like the action.
About a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, my singer's like, "Hey, you guys want to open for a suite?" And I'm like, "Who's still alive in the band?"
The guitar player.
And he's like, the guitar player. He's a long,
Andy
silver-haired
Scott.
guy. Like, no, I don't want to drive 7 hours to play a half an hour time slot opening for just that one guy. So, nah, let's not.
It's Andy Scott, right? Isn't that his name?
I think so.
Guitar player's the only guy left.
And it's a wig too, isn't it? It's not like he has long hair. He's got a long wig.
It's got to be. He's 70-something, 76 years old or something.
Have you seen his hair? Look at his hair over the last 20 years, 30 years. That hair is a wig. I mean, it looks like it's not even the quality of a Tom Petty wig. This thing is like a Halloween shop wig.
He's got white hair now. He looks like friggin' Edgar Winter.
It's white or super gray. Yeah.
Yeah, because Maury does how dare you, Hannah Baum? Maury does a much better job making sure that the hairpiece looks like it fits, that it's worked. Hugh Caldwell did roofing for Jerry Rafferty in the 80s. He was a complete cunt. I got a roof out on Baker Street. I need you there, and I'll pay you very little and tell you what I mean and forget about everything. I watched a concert from Journey PBS 76 with Greg Raleigh and Steve Perry. Ricky Compton, I hate to correct you, but I believe the year was 1978, not 76. Since Steve Perry joined the band in 78, I would imagine that I might be right. I watched that concert myself.
You guys been doing your top? You guys been doing your top 20 lists and still doing lists?
We haven't done a list tonight. Usually Joe likes to finish with one. I think he had one brewing, but he also had a dump brewing.
I've got a quick one. Six artists who hate Bob Dylan.
Me?
God, we could come up with more than that, couldn't you?
Well, actually, there's 5. I was going to say you were the 6th one, Dave. Okay.
There are 5 people that hate Bob Dylan in a serious list?
Yeah. It's
his name is Ron. He was the guy. Actually, he wrote Anytime. Ooh, anytime that I want. He was the singer for Vinnie Vincent. But yeah, he was hired by Journey and then got fired when they found when the management found Steve Perry. Go on. What was his name?
Okay.
Ron.
Olson?
I forget his name. Begins with an H. Maybe.
Anyways, Joni Mitchell did not like Bob Dylan.
I knew I liked Joni.
Joni was utterly frustrated with her name being uttered in the same breath as her contemporary. We're like night and day, Dylan and I, she said. Bob is not authentic at all. He's a plagiarist and his name and voice are fake. Everything about Bob is a deception.
Who said that? Joni Mitchell?
Joni Mitchell.
I'm now a huge fan.
Yeah. David
I'm going to go listen to Court and Spark after this show. I'm going to go smoke a cigar and listen to Court and Spark at the end of this.
It's fair to say David Crosby might not have had half the career he did if it were not for Dylan. After all, Dylan set the tone for rock folk throughout the 60s. Still, that didn't stop Crosby from expressing his annoyance at Dylan's standoffishness and rude behavior. So he liked the music, but he didn't like the person. Liam Gallagher from Oasis.
Okay.
Gallagher, in typical Gallagher style, claimed of Dylan, he's a bit of a miserable cunt as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. And so is the other fucking cunt that I hate. Who's the other guy that I hate? Neil Young. Another miserable douche.
From Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Yeah. Okay. What did he say? There plays some Sarah's there. Dylan was rude to a friend of his.
Who are we talking about?
Oh, he has a bone to pick with the author when he writes Elvis Costello and the Attractions were a better band than any of their contemporaries. Lately is better. With all due respect to the Attractions and drummer Pete Thomas, I'd like to see Bob Sutton once he said, buddy mine suck a dick. I don't understand what he was getting at. And apparently Kurt Vonnegut didn't like him either.
Hey, Vonnegut, you read lips? Fuck you. Remember that in Back to School?
That is one of the greatest fucking movies ever made.
Agreed. Hey, Vonnegut, that's a beautiful guitar. Beautiful.
Kurt Vonnegut said, Bob Dylan, however, is the worst poet alive. He can maybe get one good line in a song and the rest is gibberish.
Agreed. He sucks. I think he sucks too, finally. Finally, I'm getting some validation that I think he stinks. And by the way, let me just say this about Elvis Costello and the Attractions. The first Attractions album is called This Year's Model. And I'm telling you guys, it's the top. I can't tell you if it's in the top 5. It could be. It could be in the top 10, but it's definitely in the top 15 albums. Definitely in the top 20 albums of 1978. It's in my top 20.
Does that have the song Allison? Does that have Allison on it?
No, that was not the Attractions. Allison was him on his very first album. This one had Pump It Up.
Radio.
It opened up with No Action, had Lip Service, The Beat, This Year's Girl. It had Little Triggers, You Belong to Me, I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea. It's fucking
Watching
great.
the Detectives on that one?
No, that's on the next album.
Watching Detectives?
What?
Oh, that's the one I like. That's
Watching the Detectives on the first one too.
Watching the Detectives.
Yeah, you like the first album, but that's not an Attractions album. The Attractions first album is the album after that. I see the girls in 66. Give a little flirt, give yourself a little waddle, but there's no place here for the miniskirt waddle. I fucking love I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea.
What's the album with What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding?
That's on the next album called, it has All of His Armies. What the hell's the name of that album? Accidents Will Happen. What's the name of that record? Is it All of His Army? I think it's called Accidents Will Happen.
I'd have to look it up.
It's a great record too. And then after that's Get Happy, which is another great record.
Angels Want to Every Day I Write the Book.
Every Day I Write the Book is on Punch the Clock from like 1983. And I like the album in 84 better, which is Goodbye Cruel World. I think Goodbye Cruel World is better than Punch the Clock, but Punch the Clock's a fucking great record.
Did you like Veronica at all on Spike?
It's okay. He wrote that.
I like the pre-chorus
about his grandmother.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the album that I love his version of George Jones. What a Good Year for the Roses. I think that's a great song. I like the original better, but still, Get Happy is a great record. Get Happy with Opportunity was great. I mean, that's everything on Opportunity. The three first Attractions album, This Year's Model, Accidents Will Happen, although I don't think that's the name of the album. I wish somebody would tell me what the name of that fucking record is. And then Get Happy. What the hell's the album? Is it All of His Army?
Okay, hang on. I've got Elvis here. This is My Aim Is True.
I just heard about the song Allison.
That's on My Aim Is
Armed
True.
Forces.
That's the only one I like.
Armed Forces. Thank
My
you.
Aim Is True. That's the name.
Oh,
of the
Taking
album.
Liberties is an outtakes record. Outtakes and B-sides. Oh, I love Taking Liberties. I can't remember the song I love on Taking Liberties, but I have to look it up and I'll tell you what song I love. Hold on. There's a song on that album that I love.
Linda Ronstadt did a pretty good cover of Allison. Linda Ronstadt did it on one of those big albums she had.
I'm not a big fan of Allison. You brought up the song now 14 times. I never loved it. It was okay, but it doesn't have that like the attitude that I like.
The guy that sings slow and he's No, it's not the punk song.
Oh, okay. The song that I
The little love
loved
thing
was
where he's
Tiny
all singing and
Steps.
everything.
Off Taking Liberties. I love Tiny Steps. Tiny Steps, almost real. I love that tune. And that's off of that was an outtake, a B-side of Radio. High Fidelity is on Get Happy. High Fidelity, can you hear me? I love Elvis. I love him. I should say this. As long as he's with the Attractions, I'm in. So I'll tell you a story. In like 91, I go to see Elvis Costello and he's playing with a band called the Rude Five. But the sixth song in, he's playing it. I didn't know one song. I wasn't happy. I'm miserable in the audience. And finally, he's playing a song I know, but he's doing a different kind of version of it. And the girl I was with, I said, we're out of here. We're going to go get dinner somewhere. This sucks. So we left. So I go to work that week and I talked to my buddy Sal and I said, fucking Elvis was fucking rotten. I walked out. He goes, he's coming back with the Attractions in like 3 months. I go, I'll go. But if he doesn't open up with No Action, I'm walking out as soon as he opens up. And he goes, okay. So we go. Elvis comes out and he's like strumming his guitar chord. The band's like setting up and putting their in. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be another fuck night. I can just feel it. All of a sudden, everything stops and he goes, I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to talk. And right into No Action. And I'm like, now I'm here all fucking night. Because I said I would leave if he didn't do it. And if he did it, I'd stay the whole night. It was a great show. The Attractions are awesome.
You got to figure, I remember when Elvis first came out. He came out in 77, and it was the year Elvis Presley died. And I remember my mother was an Elvis Presley fan. And I mean, the whole thing is like, how dare this guy call himself Elvis?
Yeah. Well, his name was Declan McManus.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Declan Patrick McManus.
Yeah, whatever. But what I'm saying is he's fantastic with the Attractions. And I will put up those out. Like this year's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, let me tell you, Armed Forces is a good record. Is it in the top 20 of the best albums of 1979? Fuck no, it's not even in the top 100. Get Happy's a great album from 1980. Is it in the top 50 albums of 1980? Probably not. This year's Model from 1978 is within the top 20 of 78. I'm saying it's that good. It's fucking great.
I didn't know he was married to Diana Krall.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my and I think in the 80s, Punch the Clock and Goodbye Cruel World are fantastic records. I love the song he sings with Daryl Hall. What's that called? The Only Flame in Town. Great. Me? Nothing. Hannah Boy said, what are you doing? Me? You guys, you have to just go look it up. You have to. It's everywhere. Beetlejuice is fucking everywhere. They asked Beetlejuice to spell BMW, and he's like D-A-Y. He's like, well, BMW, D-A-Y. The guy's gold. Imperial Bedroom, yeah, that was a decent record. Wasn't one of my favorites for sure. And what was the name of the country record? Hugh, you would know. What was the country record with Good Year for the Roses? Was that Trust? Or was it the one? It wasn't Trust, was it? The beat on the upbeat. Pointed Up's the fucking greatest. That's a Larry Carlton guitar solo. Just fucking gold. Non-stop. It doesn't get old. I love it. So wait, what was I asking? And what was the name of the album with Good Year for the Roses? Who disappeared? Oh, Zim. Zim. Yeah, Dane. All right. There's 4 people until he comes back.
Okay. Almost Blue.
Thank you. Almost Blue. Yes. Killer record. All right. Hey, Joe, do you have a list for us at all?
Well, there was that weird one You have the link from the Facebook?
Oh yeah, what was that list? No. What about a normal list? That I think I would be the only one, and I didn't really even like what I was seeing on that.
Yeah, it was like a weird list.
It was a Franz list. He's on my list of all time influences. Jimmy Page, Kristen Pelletieri, Franz Liszt.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
Everybody needs a bass 6.
Here's the website, Rock List Music.
Ooh.
What do they got?
Oh, I love Watermelon and Easter Hay. I'll spend eternity in the city. Oh, that's who that was. Oh, that's so funny.
This
Hold on, let me
is
see.
The central scrutinizer.
Did he bring the amp? Let's find out if that Princeton's up the street from my house right now.
Well, here's one that sounds like it's funny, but we need to show it. 50 awful metal album covers.
Yeah, I don't care for the Jaguars or Jazz Master look either, but for the bass 6, it's like the iconic look for it.
I bet you Manowar is on that one.
Top 70 hard rock and metal albums of the 70s.
Ooh,
Did we ever do
metal
that
of
one?
the 70s?
Hard rock and metal. Okay, let's do it. I don't think we've done that before.
Okay.
It's not.
No, I found it on Loudwire. They're usually pretty good with stuff. Let's see what we got. Starting off,
You guys
at
ever
number
see the
70.
show Louder Milk?
I've heard
I
of
don't know yet, Cheech. You
Yeah.
enjoy it? My brother loves that.
Yeah, that's right. I like Ron Livingston's got your guy Will Sasso in there too.
I love Sasso.
He's hysterical.
Did you see Sasso doing fucking Jesse the Body? The
Yeah.
two-party system is does what? He's so fucking funny.
Minnesota.
I'm in the Baja.
two-party. I'm in Baja.
I'm in the Baja.
The whole two-party system. Washington said, "Don't do it."
The two-party system does what it's meant to do. Everybody's indoctrinated.
He's great.
Have you seen this, Matt?
No.
Just go to YouTube and look up Will Sasso, Jesse the Body, 15 minutes. And it's 15 minutes of Will Sasso just fucking doing. Apparently, he's a huge wrestling fanatic, Will Sasso, and he can impersonate any one of these wrestlers where you're like, fuck, that it sounds just like him.
Oh, that's awesome.
We don't know. He did the Irish exit. Go ahead.
So we got the top 70 hard rock and metal albums of the 1970s, starting with number 70, Scorpions Taken by Force.
Fucking great record. That could be in my top 40. What Taken by Force is fucking great. Is that the one that opens with "We'll Burn the Sky"?
Will
Gang,
Burn the
gang,
Sky.
gang, gang.
Yes. It's
It's fucking great.
Steam Rock Fever is a classic and energetic album opener enhanced by its follow-up, Will Burn the Sky.
Disco Boy. I love that one, Hugh. Yeah, it's a great record. Fantastic.
Coming in at number 69, UFO Phenomenon.
Fuck off. There's no way Phenomenon's better than that Scorpions record. In fact,
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon. That's what I thought.
Phenomenon.
Coming in at number 68, Sir Lord Baltimore Kingdom Come.
Don't know it.
I never heard of it. Okay.
Kingdom Come is the band.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're saying it's the name of the band is Sir Lord Baltimore.
Oh, I never heard
I'll
of
have to look that up later.
I got to look that up
Probably
now.
did.
Coming in, but I got to look up number 67 too, because number 67 is Captain Beyond by Captain Beyond.
I've actually heard of Captain Beyond, but I can't name a
Okay.
song by him.
But the funny thing is, if you look at the album cover for this, it looks like it's Julie John Roth.
Right.
Is he dressed like Peter Pan?
Kind of. Yeah. All right. Coming in at number
She,
66.
when he ever said to her, "That's the point," and she goes, "What point?" I was like, "Point her. She gets the game point." Like he tried to spike it, and she just went right back with the fucking
Down
over
your
the
throat.
Yeah, I was like, Christ.
What point? Exactly.
Coming in at 66, Aerosmith from 1973, the debut
Great
album.
record. Great record.
just
I'll
curious
take it
what's
that
on
it's better than the Scorpions record. Yeah, I'll take it that it's better than that one.
Coming in at number
Classic.
65, one of my all-time favorite records, Fireball by Deep Purple.
It's got a good song.
All right, coming in at 64, Rush, Fly By Night.
Huh.
It's a great
one,
album,
mate.
but it's not first Neil
Well,
Peart.
we better see more from Rush because that's, I would say, in the 70s, other than the first album.
2112.
Hemispheres.
I actually think Caress of Steel is better than Fly By Night.
Yeah.
I think
Coming
Fly
in
By
at-
Night's better than the first record, though.
Yeah.
Coming in at 63, they're back again. It's Scorpions with In Trance.
Great record.
I love
Great.
the album cover. Nice album cover.
Great. Robot Man's on that album. The song in Trance. It's fucking great.
Well, right now I can say there's probably no more Scorpions albums on there then.
Oh, absolutely. Virgin Killer's better than both.
Really? Virgin Killers?
Let me look at Dave's face for this one. Coming in at number 62 is the New York Dolls with the New York Dolls.
Horrible.
Buster Poindexter.
Horrible.
That's not hard rock or metal. So why is it on the list?
And the
Yeah,
thing
it's,
is, look,
trendy.
if you've ever seen the movie Let It Ride, I love David Johansen. But don't put a microphone in a band with him.
No. He was good in
Terrible.
Scrooged.
Okay, coming in at 61 is the Damned with Damned, Damned, Damned from
It's a punk rock, isn't it?
1977.
Hold on a second. What was the name of that album? Hold on.
Damn.
Don't tell me, Joe. Florida, what's the name of that album?
Damn, damn, damn!
Would know.
Oddly enough, it probably came out the same year she did that.
Coming in at number 60 is Budgie, In for the Kill.
No.
Well, that's
Why would anyone name their band after a fucking
Jesus Christ, Cowie.
Coming in at number 59, Thin Lizzy with Jailbreak.
Good record. Great record. But it's only number 59. Interesting.
Yeah. Coming in at
Here's
58.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
say, go ahead.
I've got something to say about Jailbreak. You ever listen to the lyrics of Jailbreak? They
Here we
say,
go. We've gone over this.
We've gone over this tonight.
That's it.
There's going to be a jailbreak somewhere in the town.
Yeah, I don't know. Could it be at the school?
My
I
guess
think it's
is
going to
the
be in the
jail.
church. Maybe it's at the jail.
Could be at the fucking jail.
Okay, here's what he's saying
Jailbreak
about
at
the amp.
fast food place.
He's going to come back on Sunday. It looks in amazing shape. Has dirty pots.
We'll clean the pot.
What's he asking?
Oh, are you making a deal on the Princeton?
Do you know the year?
Dave, swipe left.
I'm swiping.
All right. Coming in at 58, Iggy Pop with Lust for Life.
I didn't mind that record. I liked that record. The whole record. Hold it. Any pick?
Was that Iggy Pop you said?
Yeah. Iggy Pop
Geez,
Lust for Life.
the guy needs to keep his fucking shirt on these days, man. I just
Now, well, yeah.
I saw a video of him like recently, and it was like, Jesus, dude, you look like a fucking cadaver. You know, put
Right.
a fucking shirt on.
Coming in at
You
57.
remember Tom File?
remember the name.
He used to work at Gold's, Tom. Tom basically ran into him at a club one time and asked him how he stayed so lean. And he was like, fucking heroin. Tom's like, well, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Number 57, Whitesnake, Love Hunter.
Not familiar with
It's
that.
decent. It's early. That's like 79.
79.
Go ahead.
Coming in 56, Kiss with Love Gun.
The only thing I like about Love Gun is I think I Stole Your Love is a fantastic song. And Almost Human's a fantastic song.
I'm almost human.
But you want to talk about the dumbest lyrics of all time? It's right in the song fucking Hooligan. Dropped out of school when I was 22. Oh, when you were 22, you
22.
dropped out of school? Were you you didn't want to finish your dissertation? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Dropping out. Oh my God. Coming to 55, Alice Cooper, $1 Billion Babies. Great fucking
Great
album.
record. Great album, great record, great song.
Coming into 54, Uriah Heep, Look at Yourself,
No.
I have no idea.
from 1971.
Probably, is that the one with Easy Living?
It I
That's
don't
the only song
see
anyone
it.
knows.
Right. Well, if you're in the States, if you're in England, you
Yeah.
know their whole catalog, them and Wishbone Ash.
And I know the album cover for Abominog.
Abominog, yeah.
Coming into 53, Dirty Deeds and Done Cheap.
Oh.
AC/DC.
I think it's a great record. I tell you, Ain't Too Proud, Waiting Around to Be a Million, Ain't Too Whatever, Proud to Be Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire. Ride On is fucking fantastic.
I didn't like the production on it very much, though.
Well, it's very dry,
Yeah.
as with all the early AC/DC.
Coming in at number 52, another one of my favorite records with a title song that is fucking balls to the wall. It's Deep Purple with Stormbringer.
Fantastic.
Probably should
I think between the opening track, Stormbringer, and Hold On. It's a fucking 70s Princeton.
0.0.
A second.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Why is my thing making this? Oh, there it is. Oh, it was a video.
What, Kansas?
All right, Joe, we have 3 minutes to finish this.
That's
list.
what I'm right. You keep stopping me. Coming in at 51, Kiss is back with Kiss.
Well, that's my
That's the-
favorite
that's-
on their albums.
It's the best of them.
50, Rush is back with A Farewell to Kings.
Great album.
Number 49, Alice
what happened
Cooper
to
came back
2112?
with Killer.
Killers is good, but what happened to 2112?
What is this?
Well, we're still, you got
Amazing
almost
stuff.
50 left in here.
Well, I know, but they put Farewell to Kings up. So, I mean, that was after that album. So.
Coming in at number 48, Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll.
Fantastic.
Coming in at 47, Ramones, Road to Ruin.
Dave's not going to like that.
Above all
I'd say
those,
no.
I love the Ramones, but above all those, come on. Thin Lizzy is back at number 46 with Black Rose.
I like that album.
It's a good one. Gary Moore.
Yep.
Blue Oyster Cult comes in at 45 with Tyranny and
Agents of-
Mutation.
Oh, I don't know what's on it. I thought you were going to say Agents of Fortune.
See, it's got Hot Rails to Hell, 7 Screaming Dizbusters. Dave? Comments?
Screaming
Was
Does.
Number
it a hit?
45, Blue Oyster Cult, Tyranny and Mutation.
Is Dominant Submission on that record?
I don't know. They only say they're only pointing out Hot Rails to Hell and 7 Screaming Dizbusters.
Don't know it.
All right, coming in at 44, Black Sabbath, Sabotage.
Great record. Love the song, The Thrill of It All.
That means the rest of the catalog from the 70s is going to be in the rest of the list now.
Coming in at 43.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Of?
Never Say Die and Technical Ecstasy
Oh,
should
that's
not
right,
be on
that's
this
right,
list.
that's
Those
right.
two records
Yeah,
suck.
Well, I like them. Number 43, Judas Priest, Sin After Sin.
I'm not saying you don't have to like them. I'm saying they're not anywhere near on the level as the others. Sin After Sin's okay. It's a little low on the list for itself.
Coming in at 42, Motorhead with Bomber.
Devil's Grip, the Iron Fist. Go ahead.
Coming in at 41, The Stooges with Funhouse.
No. Enough of the Iggy Pop shit.
Rainbow returns with Richie Blackmore's Rainbow.
Long Live Rock and Roll.
30 album. This guy
Yeah,
has
but
a 30 album
Rock and Roll's a
collection.
better album.
There's like only 10 bands mentioned so far.
Coming in at number 39, Uriah Heep, Demons and
Again.
Wizards.
Again with the Uriah Heep.
Yeah.
This is going south.
One of my favorite album covers. Coming in at 38, the Scorpions are back with Love
The
Drive.
Scorpions. It's been less than 10 bands.
I like the title track for Love Drive a lot. Oh, it's fucking great.
Yes, next one's going to be a Judas Priest one.
No, coming in at 37, Rush Hemispheres.
It's
There you go.
Rush, Kiss,
I
Judas
love
Priest.
Hemispheres.
I will say this. So far, they've said they've had 3 Rush albums. And I believe, forget about where they are on the list, they have them at least right as which one's better than which.
Okay.
Because they had Fly By Night being the worst of the 3. They had Farewell to Kings, and Hemispheres is better than Farewell.
And again,
I agree with that, don't you, Matt?
They're sticking to a group of bands. They haven't really stretched outside.
All right, number 36, AC/DC's back with High Voltage.
Yep.
Unfortunately for me, it's going to go south when he picks 2112 coming up. That's going to be the next one on the Rush list.
Yeah, because
he skipped it.
Hemispheres.
They did have the Damned on here. I mean,
Listen, whether it's damned. Whether that happens or not, Alice Cooper is back at 35 with Welcome to My Nightmare.
This guy
Not
needs
a good
to get a
album,
new
by
record
the way.
collection, man.
75. I did not care for that record. I think the big hit on that was Only Women Bleed.
Yeah, that was like his biggest hit.
I didn't like that album either.
Well, he's going to have to get into Zeppelin pretty soon.
Well, not yet, because the Ramones are back with Leave Home.
Okay, fucking. Can you
Number
have a different
33.
fucking band?
Kiss.
Number 33, you asked for it, you got it. Led Zeppelin 3.
Yeah, at least you get a change.
Oh, and he puts in Zeppelin 3. I like this guy's moxie.
Number 32 is Hawkwind with Space Ritual.
Where's
This guy's, there's no question in my mind the creator of this list is British. 100%.
Number 31, Kiss is back with Destroyer.
Now I'll say this. Let me make an addendum. It is a gay man from England.
Yeah,
Aren't they all gay from England?
Destroyer fucking is the gayest. And any person that tells me of the best Kiss albums from the 70s that Destroyer is the best, you don't think it's the best, Joe. Great Expectations.
It's my
Flaming
favorite.
Youth.
It's my favorite.
No, it's not.
It is my fucking favorite.
It's your favorite album cover. Those songs are abomination. Sweet Pain is the only good tune on that whole record. Sweet Pain.
Detroit Rock City.
Horrible.
Come on. Oh, fuck off. Number 30, the
disagree with
first
Dave
album
on
I
that.
ever bought
It's
off
pretty
the
much.
shelf, Queen, News of the World.
Yeah, finally got Queen on here, but she heart attacks better.
And it's a great album.
And so is A Day at the Races.
And Queen too.
Coming in at 29, it's
And the game.
King Crimson, Red.
Red. I saw that.
Only
one
only a Brit would say that.
Coming in at 28, Black Sabbath is back with Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Fucking great record.
Alice
Great
Cooper
album.
is back at 27 with Love It to Death.
Okay, very good record.
I love that fucking album.
Yeah,
Ballad
no,
of
that's your
Dwight
favorite.
Fry is probably. Are you going to start? Number 26,
Hey.
Motorhead, Overkill.
Just hanging around.
Motorhead again.
I didn't like Overkill.
Top 25 starts with Judas Priest, Stained Class.
Class.
That's what it
Stained
said.
Class is 1978. Overrated.
Dave, it's one of my favorite albums at number 24. Deep People Burn.
Deep people. Hey, it's Deep People.
I actually think Burn's a great record.
You know, I wasn't even going to come tonight. Give me a fucking break.
I think Burn's a great record, though.
23, Blue Oyster Cult is back with Secret
Agents?
Treaties.
Oh,
There you go. What's the big hit on that? Burn.
We got,
I know.
we got the Career of Evil, Dominance and Submission,
That's the one
Cagey
he was waiting for.
Cretans, Subhuman, Flaming Telepaths, and Astronomy.
Fucking great.
But the Ramones are back. Rocket to Russia, number 22.
This guy loves the Ramones.
But AC/DC just came back with Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, different producer now.
We
Matt.
should just, all right, guess which band is back at number 20?
Kiss.
No,
Rainbow.
no,
Deep Purple.
Ramones.
no. Deep People.
Ramones.
Scorpions.
Black Sabbath, Volume 4.
Okay. Interesting, because that's an interesting flip. I don't know if I would put Volume 4 better than Sabbath Bloody. Although I think both are fantastic. I'd love to have an argument about that. Okay, go on.
Number 19?
Absolutely, Ed.
Who's back at number 19?
Who?
Rainbow.
Everyone gets one guess. Oh, everyone will get one guess. Dave, what
The
band
Who.
is back at 19?
Rainbow.
No. Krell.
The Who?
No. Matt.
The Scorpions.
No. Kiss is alive.
Kiss. A live record. I know the Who wasn't said before, but you said Who's next.
Number 18, the Stooges are back with Raw Power. Everyone gets
the
one shot.
Stooges,
Who's back at
That was
17?
the biggest
Dave?
album, Raw Power. Rainbow.
No. Krell.
I'm waiting for.
No.
Judas Priest.
No.
I'm
Black
gonna be
Sabbath, Master of Reality.
Fuck off.
just
See,
says that-
reality's not as good as the other two.
They've got every Sabbath album on it.
You got
No,
Children of the
we're waiting for
Grave.
Paranoid's coming in the first one, and I'm waiting for Rainbow Rising because that's going to be up there. That's why I keep saying Rainbow.
It wasn't the first Sabbath
Well,
like 69?
Physical Graffiti is probably
Here's
going to be number one.
Well, here's
70?
number 16. Is
They
a
did two
group that-
albums in 70, the first album and Paranoid.
Here's a group that I don't consider hard rock or metal, so they shouldn't be here. It's The Clash with The Clash.
I
No.
agree.
We're
And
all
there's-
incongruent.
And now here's The Who with Who's Next at 15.
Wow, we're getting to 19. Well, we might get Aqualung in here.
Well,
then.
if they put
yes.
Clash on there, they should put the Sex Pistols on there then. But
Number
they
four-
shouldn't be that high.
Number 14 is a very good album. Probably the first I heard from this band, thanks to my brother. It's Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic.
Another Aerosmith.
I love that album.
I like Rock's the best.
Toys in the Attic was my first Aerosmith
Everyone
album.
gets one shot at what band is back at number 13.
Rainbow.
No. Krell.
Kiss.
Ramones.
No. All right, everyone gets another shot. Dave.
Rush.
No. Krell.
Someone say Kiss.
No. Matt.
Black Sabbath.
Dave.
Led Zeppelin.
No. Krell.
Oh, fucking another Stooges album I don't know about.
No. Matt.
Scorpions.
One more round. Dave.
Uriah Heep.
No. Krell.
Motorhead.
No.
AC/DC.
No. It's Deep Purple, Machine Head.
Oh, God.
Okay. Coming in at number 12, everyone gets a shot. Who's back, Dave?
Rainbow.
I thought you were going to say it. No. Krell.
Zeppelin.
No. Matt.
Sabbath.
No. Dave.
Rush.
What album?
2112.
2112. Yes. Coming in at 11, Dave. Who's back?
Rainbow.
What album?
Rising.
Yay.
I knew it was coming. Because
Yeah,
if you're going to have the other two, there isn't a person who's a Rainbow fan that doesn't think Rising is the best. So I knew it had to be coming in.
Top 10. Who's back, Dave?
Deep Purple.
No. Krell.
Queen.
No. Matt.
Sabbath.
What album?
Paranoid.
No, Dave.
First album.
Black
That's-
Sabbath.
There you go.
I like this format. Number 9. Who's back? Dave?
Oh yeah, so it's me. I'm gonna say Kiss.
No. Krell?
I should have
Queen.
known it's not Kiss.
No. Matt?
Van Halen. Oh, they haven't
No,
been on
Dave.
there yet.
Black Sabbath.
No. Krell?
You already said Van Halen. The Who?
No. Matt?
But it's somebody that we've already heard.
Oh,
so it
plenty
could
of
be
times.
Van-
A few times already.
Judas Priest.
What album?
British Steel.
No,
No, it's
Dave.
1980.
That's Screaming for Vengeance.
I'm
that's
gonna
80s
say
too.
it's the live album, Unleashed in the East.
No. Krell?
Point of Entry.
No.
Oh,
Dave.
that's 81.
No, that's it. Oh, I fucking.
Oh, did
got
I go
that.
Matt? Matt, you get another choice.
Oh shit!
Matt.
What the fuck?
It can only. I
I,
know what
I
it
thought
is.
that was before for some reason.
I already know what it is.
Don't know.
Not
Dave?
happy, but sad wings of destiny.
Dead Wings of
Yeah,
Destiny.
there you go. Sad
Number
brings of
8.
density.
Who's here for the first time? Never mind the Bullocks. It's the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna.
Them I'll
It's a
let
great
on the
fucking-
list.
If they had the Clash on.
By the way, it's a great record, no matter what you say.
It is.
It's fucking awesome.
No, they deserve to be on that.
Agreed.
Because if you want to
Great.
call that punk or hard rock, I'm for you.
It's
Number
the only
7.
punk album.
I'll say who's back. Led Zeppelin. What is it though? What album, Dave?
4.
No, Krell.
Physical.
No, Matt.
2.
No, Dave.
Can't be 2. It has to be. I'll say House of the Holy.
Houses of the
That's
Holy.
That's what I was gonna say.
Number 6. Who's back? That shouldn't be. I'll give you a hint.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Ramones.
What album?
Rock and Roll High School.
No, Krell.
I don't know.
That's the only album I do by them.
Matt.
I don't know.
Just
that cat.
Ramones. Coming in at number 5. Who is? We're in the top 5. Who's back? Dave.
Akadaka. AC/DC.
No. Krell.
Slim Shady.
No. Matt.
Kiss.
No. Dave.
Rush.
No. Krell.
Queen.
Matt.
Sabbath.
Dave.
Rainbow.
No. Krell.
Let's see. We're all
I'm
out
close.
of Purple albums.
Yeah.
Do all the Alice Cooper albums?
It's not Cooper. Matt.
No.
Whitesnake.
No.
Deep Purple.
What album?
Who do we think we are?
No, but that's a good
Are you
album.
fucking kidding me?
Come Taste the Band.
No.
No.
Matt.
I know what it is.
Machine
Now
Head.
Dave knows what it. Dave, what is it?
It's in rock.
In rock.
Well, I'm only because there's only 2 albums left of the 70s. The one I
Right.
said it in rock.
All right, number 4. They haven't been on the list before. I'm
okay.
fine with them being in here.
Tell the band.
We talked about them earlier tonight.
We'll guess. You name the band. We'll guess the album. Or is it too obvious?
No. Don't. Let's guess the band first.
Well, talking about the band a little too much will get you a guest spot in someone else's show.
It's Van Halen.
What album?
yeah. They had that.
Well, it's got to be Van
be
Halen
one.
1 because it's the
Van
only ones at the
Halen.
party.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Who's back at number 3 and fucking shouldn't be? Dave.
Ramones.
No. I would accept the Ramones over this. Krell?
I'm lost.
You already
Matt?
said Raw Power. I can't believe it.
If you say they don't deserve to be, I don't know, Uriah.
Because I said earlier that I don't consider them hard rock or heavy metal.
Clash.
What album?
London Calling. No,
yes.
that's not 80. It is?
Yes,
Oh, that's
79.
79.
Number 2, who's back? We're in the top 2. And we're doing heavy metal hard rock. Should
Well,
be a
I
hard
predicted
guess.
a number 1.
Dave?
Black Sabbath.
What album?
Paranoid.
Done. Number 1. They are
I
back.
got this. I
And
got
you'll
this.
tell me. All right, Krell, go ahead.
Led Zeppelin, Physical
What album?
Graffiti.
No, Dave.
Really?
Done. And that's our list.
And it's a quarter till. So
my
let's get the fuck off here.
Fuck off, man.
Very good.
All righty. All right, folks, listen, that's time
Goodbye,
for the
Ted.
show. That was a fun list. A gay gentleman from England comprised that list. We know he's from England because of the band choices. We know he's gay because he thought that Destroyer was the best.
Dave, can I say one more thing before we wrap up?
Go
A
ahead.
year ago, our good friend Hugh was walking 100 miles. But while his friends were walking, they were saying to him, "What are you doing?"
Oh, shut up.
Me?
Hugh, Hugh, what are you doing?
Just hanging around at Ruby's.
We love Beetlejuice. All right, everyone. Listen, we will see you next week. I am going to smoke a cigar and maybe listen to some Elvis Costello.
Or
I
Black Sabbath.
recommend everyone listens to Elvis Costello's This Year's Model. Fantastic album. Check it out. Matt, want to thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Krell, thanks for being here. Joe, thanks for coming.
Good night, everyone.
Everyone, thanks for hanging out in the chat. Make sure you, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit thumbs up, and anyone else want to say anything before I hit the outro?
Just goodbye, Ted.
Goodbye, Ted. Frank the Beans.
Hanging around. Very good.